Hello, guys. Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to be sharing it out to people in a moment. I was just looking for some music to put on. That might be a good one. Good morning. There. I left a surprise for my dog. He doesn't realize it. But when I pulled out treats for him, like I just pulled out little pieces and I gave him 2 little pieces, but the third one I just threw on his bed. He smells it and he's like, what the heck? Where is it? Where is it? Where's my treat? So it's really cute because he's not where it is at all. He's not where he should be at all. I think he thinks he's smelling something else and not what it is. Hello, good morning. How are you guys? How are you doing? Oh, wait, I got to share. Sharing's caring, right? I got to invite my friends. I gotta invite all the subscribers and the people that come and hang out all the time. Good morning, good morning. And do make sure that you say hi. Hello. Yep, I did. I forgot who was the next one. I did. Uh-oh. Well, now we have to count. Okay. Either maybe. Sometimes you get more than one invite because with TikTok you have to remember who the next one is in the list, the little short list, and sometimes I forget. So I send it to the same person twice. I guess there's worse things. How's your morning? It's Friday. I'm sure that most people are at least in a little bit better space because it is Friday. Good morning, Denise. How are you? There's a lot of us out there that have that concept of, Friday being the better day because we're going into the weekend. And I don't prescribe to that viewpoint. Every day to me is really the same. Not in the sense that it's the same day after day after day. It's not. It's just that I just try to embrace every day rather than, save things for the weekend or save things for a special occasion. Every day is a special occasion. You never know when your last day is going to be, so you can save it for a special occasion that you never get to be there to experience. Right? So how's everybody doing with the full moon? We had that big, beautiful, super full moon in Aries. Well, actually, to tell you the truth, I have curly hair today because I was not having a good hair day. That's what ended up happening. I've been energetically feeling more drained lately, so I've been just kind of a little low key, even though I've done some creative things. I'm not doing things at the same level that I typically would. So I've just decided, and today I also embraced the fact that it's Venus. It's Venus day. It's Friday. right? If we can harness the energy of the planet that is governing the particular day, right, then think about how much more. It's little things like this that are the flows that we got knocked out of, right? Like those cycles that we've been disrupted from, our natural cycles. So, anyone that's worked shift work and worked nights knows how disruptive that is to your circadian rhythms when you're awake at night and sleeping during the day. It's it's a fairly good day for a bad hair day, right? So that whole concept of, I lost my train of thought. I laughed at the comment. I got to try not to read when I'm speaking. That's what I have to do. Hello. I don't know if it's Simon, but if it is, hello, Simon. And if it's not, say hello. So let me see who's on YouTube there. Yeah, Venus Day. So we could harness the power. Thank you, Chexie. If we could harness the power of the days, get ourselves more into flow, because I was talking about Pura Vida. I was talking about how, we've been pushed out of flow in so many ways, right? We're pushed out of flow because, something that if we followed the cycles of the moon, right, and, considered that to be a full cycle every 28 days, right? If we went by that, yeah, Facebook and YouTube. No, sorry. I'm on I'm on TikTok and YouTube. TikTok and YouTube. I didn't go on Facebook this week at all, actually, in a live, but maybe next time. Aw. So yeah, the Venus. So we're gonna if we did that and we got back into flow and we allowed ourselves to just live, regardless of whether or not there's the other space of like we live on a 30 or 31, like if you're looking at it, it's whatever, this month is October, so October has 31 days, but you're operating under the moon schedule, right? You're recognizing that the date in the Gregorian calendar says such, and for those who live within that calendar, it's this day. Right? But for you can just live. Good morning, Snea. Good morning, spiritual love. Oh, I love you guys, and thank you, Maurici. Gracias. So I'm really getting distracted this morning. I love you guys. But anyway, it's a way, if we can get ourselves into flow, right? We get ourselves more into flow when we follow the natural rhythms that we're supposed to. So again, if we could harness the power of the particular day, right? Like use Thursday for growth and expansion. Use Friday to follow your desires because it's governed by Venus. On Saturday, take care of things for responsibility, right? Because it's governed by Saturn. For Sunday, do things that are in alignment with you, that light you up, that make you, feel really good. Things that inspire you, or do things that are inspirational even. Monday, maybe be really aware of your feelings and, spend time connecting to and validating yourself in that way, right? And Tuesdays, make forward motion, right? How can you, move forward in some aspect, take inspired action on something on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, how can you be aware of your communication and, how can you network and stuff like that, right? So if we kind of if we went into flow with the days and flow with the months, and we just incorporate the flow where we can. And like I said, it's not like we're not acknowledging, because for many of us, we have to live like we're living within both realms. It's not like we're just like, oh, the awakening, and now I'm gonna go live in my hut as a fairy and screw society, right? As much as we'd love to go find our little huts, and we'd love to go, you could have the communities, right? Can you imagine the communities? One lady's house totally looks like a boot, right? Like it's totally the old lady in the shoe. One looks like a little hobbit hole. The other one's like a mini, like it's a little trailer. The other one looks like, everybody would have something unique with their little tiny homes that they'd have through the community, right? But we're not there yet. So we have to stay within within it. But if you can, in whatever way that you can within your life and within your day, and hey, Lucy, if you can allow yourself to incorporate flow in whatever way that you can, and if you can, like I said, use the days of the week to create a little more flow, or allow yourself to operate on the moon calendar. Oh, Manitoulin Island. I'm in Canada and Ontario. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Right? How beautiful. And I think that's what we're all looking at nowadays is, you know, there's the awakening is the awakening of who you are, and that there's a healthier way that we can live and that we can harmonize with nature and with others. Right. And that's a beautiful thing to be awakening up to. Right. When we look at it and we say, you know, like we're the only animal that, you know, or we're the only thing that lives on the planet that has to pay to be here. We actually have to pay to live here. And that's not right. It's not right. Good morning, Mira. How are you? Right. And hello. How are you doing? How are you doing, Maggie? Took me a minute. My brain went. Right. So, you know, there's a lot. Did you know that there's a huge group of people that are picketing Kellogg's? Like, I didn't know this was happening. There's a huge group of people. There's like, I don't know if it was 40,000 signatures that they collected or something like that, like a huge number of signatures that they collected. This is in the States. And what they want Kellogg's to do is to stop putting all the crap in their cereals, because they don't do it the same thing in Canada and the UK, although Canada has more ickiness in it. And I mean, even the UK, then, you know, some other countries are a lot more strict, right? So that's just, you know, to put that out there. All right, let's look at what the cards are telling us about the energy right now. Okay. Well, for one, just curious, okay. So, everyone is manifesting. The thing is everyone's manifesting every day. You're manifesting with all the thoughts that you have, all the emotions that you feel, all the actions that you take, all the words that you speak. And did you know that your subconscious does not know when you're speaking about anybody else? Your subconscious only knows self. That's the only thing that it knows. So whenever you're criticizing somebody else, your subconscious hears that as self-criticism. So all of that judging and criticizing and gossiping and all of that energy is just energy that you're spitting on your spirit. Right? So we have to come to terms with that. Yeah, no, they're super toxic. Like all the dyes and stuff like that. Like, that was just incredible. That was incredible. Thank you for sharing that. Like them picketing that's exactly what we need to be doing, right? We're the ones that buy it. We're the ones that have to become aware of the products. Now, if you're aware of it, because I told somebody once about Prime energy drinks and how they were in this massive lawsuit in the States because of the level of forever chemicals that are in that it's actually like very, very, yeah. Absolutely. And so many times you don't even realize that you're doing it, right? So we're manifesting all the time. You are the creator of your reality. That's what you're here to do. And you choose what you create. So what are you creating, right? Are you creating more negativity out in the atmosphere? Are you focused on lack and scarcity? Do you feel insecure or lack self-confidence? Like all of those things will bring forward that as well, right? So for many of us that are, you know, and manifesting at different stages too, the other thing you have to be aware of is not everybody's manifesting the same level of richness, because richness to people is different, right? Many of us may be manifesting a peaceful life surrounded by family where we have a lot of freedom, and that may come without billions of dollars or millions of dollars, right? That could be a very peaceful manifestation that somebody's doing. Other people are manifesting romance, they're manifesting relationships, but sometimes they're manifesting it in an incorrect way. Because when they're focusing on manifesting their partner, they focus on things like, I want that person. They're not focused on, I want the person that is in alignment with me for my highest good. And however that person shows up in whatever package, that is for me. And I'm okay with that. A lot of times we get hung up on who we want to be our lifelong partner. So we're trying to manifest them. And I used to give the example of you're sitting there the whole time and you're like, oh my God, please, please. I'm manifesting my divine partner, Superman. He's, like he's my divine partner. And you just focus so much on that. And meanwhile, the universe is like, but your lifelong partner is Captain America. Like, we can't give you what you're asking for, and you're blocking yourself by asking for that, by focusing on that, because that's the only thing that fits for you, right? So you've already created this expectation of what it has to look like. And when you put those expectations in there, the universe gets blocked, because the universe is like, but wait, this is what we want to give you. But wait, this is the pathway to get there. But wait, this is what you need to do. And you're like, yeah, but this is what I think is mine. And so we end up getting messed up with that. So if we do our perspective, like the people we see, how we see people, that's our perception of them, right? We do have, and our perception can be one of many on a scale, right? You can see the person for who they are and accept them and love them unconditionally, but you can see that person based on your expectation or your hope of who that person can be. It's up for you to know the difference, right? It's up for you to know the difference. That's good success. That's really good success. Hello, Helena. How are you, love? I'm having some hibiscus tea this morning. All right, so let's check in on the cards, check in on the energy, see what's coming up for the collective, and then we'll see where we go with that. But definitely try to harness the energy, like I said, of each of the harness the energy. Ooh, we've got cause for celebration, guys. The 1111 card. However, we also have the 6 of Pentacles in the Shadow Seer position. So we're getting there, but this is like exactly what we were talking about, right? The world or the universe, God, source, Allah, whatever you want to see as your higher power, the quantum field, energetically, the return of the energy you're sending out, whatever you're seeing as that return. What is meant for you is to be this celebration, but we get ourselves stuck because we either are unable to receive, we have blocks in that way, and we don't realize that we're not open to receiving. We may think that we're not deserving of it. We may be so much in a giving state that we don't actually allow ourselves the opportunity for it to come to us. I decided to work with the goddess Venus. No, I was having a bad hair day, so I decided to curl my hair, and now I'm having a good hair day. And I put a little bit of makeup on. Okay. and thank you. Okay. Oh, we got the King of Swords. So we got some we've got some clarity coming in, guys. This is the height of mental clarity. But this can also be very cutting energy. We have to be careful, right? When we're very in the mental space, because the mental space is disconnected from the emotions. So being in the mind, you have to remember to connect to your heart, right? Brain and heart have to come together right now, right? They need to. Oh, look at, what is it hiding? It's hiding the 9 of Pentacles. Nope, 9 of Wands. Sorry, 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands is the Perseverance card. So, yay! Did you get the one from yesterday? You got the one I told you were going to get? Did you get the one yesterday when we were in the live and I said you were going to get it? I told you. I never had a doubt, but I just wanted to confirm. Everybody likes to get their confirmations. Even the psychic likes her confirmations. even the medium, even the spiritual person, like all of us. So we've got this swords energy is blocking the 9 of wands energy. Like it, so we've got some interesting things here. We've got the celebration blocked and this blocked. So let's see what we can get for clarity from the cards, because this is some mixed up energy. And I feel like we need clarity. Happy Friday, Juju. Hi, Patsy. How are you? Yay. So excited. So excited. And I love you guys. You know what? Mirrors. A lady was here and she said, okay, so we're afraid to begin. Hi, Mama Lisa. How are you? We're afraid to begin. What are we afraid to start? Do you know how powerful you are? You do know you're the magician, right? I think we should see if the magician comes out today to prove that to you. If this is the magician, oh, it's not. Look it. We are carrying a lot of responsibilities. And we're at that point where we're like, wait a second. Maybe we shouldn't be carrying all these responsibilities. Maybe I'm not responsible for that person's emotions, or maybe I'm not responsible for living out their dreams because they failed to, right? That can happen too. So we're afraid to begin. I think we're feeling a little bit of lack energy is what the Six of Pentacles is speaking about. And that Six of Pentacles is making us wonder if we should give up with the direction that we're headed in, right? And our mind is like very, it needs to connect with our heart. It needs to connect back in with our desires and what we're looking for. And it needs to realize that we have nothing to be afraid of. Right? There's just beauty that's coming for you in the unknown, right? I think that most people that show up here, they are identifying as someone with a spiritual mission at the very least. They feel like there's something that bigger that was meant for them all along. We've got newness coming out with our mind. So there's new beginnings coming in here, new ideas, new clarity, new insights that are going to help us moving forward. We've got the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is those beautiful ideas. This is what everyone wants, that like bang on clarity. This is exactly what I know what I need to do. This new idea is going to be beautiful. We may have to lose some stuff or make room for it. And I think that's what we're afraid of. We see this as a terrible thing. We look at that Tower card and we think, oh my God, this is bad. A tower is just change, right? And it's just removing the things that weren't meant for you. And the universe has been giving us all these indicators that it's not for you. Right? I think about my relationship early on, and there were flags, and you see the flags, and maybe you acknowledge them, maybe you take stock of them and you hold on to them and you wait until the flags get to be to a certain level, and then you determine to leave. For some of us, that takes 13, 8, 6, 5, 2, whatever years. But if we don't make the change because we're not willing to, then the universe says, look at kiddo, you've got bigger things you need to be doing, and you need to let go of these things. And since you're not willing to change, I'm going to change things for you. That's what this card is. And literally both times I looked up, the first, like I've seen 222, I saw 2323, and then 333 just now. So, this is just confirmation that our spirit guides are here and they're saying, yes, this message 2345 was across at that time, right? We're seeing all the numbers. I'm going to stop looking at the timer there though. Look, we're 4.4. 44 is our angel number. 44 angel number. 14 is my lucky number, right? You can look at numbers all the time. They're all around us to tell us that we're on the right path. If you're seeing a lot of numbers, one of your spirit guides loves to communicate to you that way, and pay attention to them and create that connection. But back to this, we are all afraid of this moment because we're so afraid that something that we love, something that we care about, something that's meant for us is going to get taken away, but it never takes away the things that are meant for us. It only takes the things away that is not meant for us, that may be blocking us from the path that we're meant to go on, that are maybe harming our spirit in some way, that isn't aligned with who we're supposed to be. They're not our person, and until we let them go, we can't have our person. Sometimes manifesting creates the tower moment, right? When you're manifesting your lifelong partner, you're manifesting that divine relationship. And maybe you're not focused on a partner because you're in a relationship. You're just manifesting a healthy relationship. You're manifesting a relationship where that partner sees you and hears you and values you and appreciates you and all these wonderful things. And the universe is like, okay, that person you're with isn't it. So get ready, because you haven't seen that. And if we're going to make your manifestation come true, we got to pull the rug out and make this relationship not be okay for you. We got to take this person away. So maybe that person cheats on you, or maybe that person meets somebody and determines to leave you, and it kind of catches you off guard. It's because it wasn't that person wasn't meant for you. That's your tower moment. Sometimes change can be challenging and it can be hard, but for the most part, the change is necessary. And at the end of the day, it's just change that you weren't willing to make. You know, when you're in a relationship and you're like hoping the other person breaks up with you, like I think we've been in those earlier immature relationships where like, yeah, I don't want to be the bad guy, so I'm going to do these maybe passive aggressive things. Or maybe you're not doing anything at all. You just know that the relationship isn't there and it's going to break up at some point. So you just wait. Eventually it'll happen. Hi, Sarah. How are you, love? So you just allow it. You just allow them to break up with you. This is the universe doing it for you. This is the universe being the co-creative partner and saying, okay, we're breaking up. This isn't good for you anymore. And it could be relationships, right? This could be heartache and grief. But the Three of Swords is the card that, even though it speaks of heartache and grief, it speaks about that on the other side of that is the silver lining. And the silver lining is, if it wasn't for you, that means that now that you're not with it, you have the opportunity to be with what is for you. You open up the space to receive what's in alignment, right? And we cling so much over and over and over again. We cling to the things that we have because we're afraid it's not going to be there. And whenever we do that, all that is a big sign to the universe that you don't trust it, right? And if your universe is God or Allah or Buddha or creator or source or higher power, it doesn't matter. You're saying you don't trust that. You don't trust that power, or you don't trust yourself, right? And either way, it's the lack of trust that will create those scenarios. So there's a light at the end of the tunnel or a light at the end of, there's a silver lining, there's a silver lining to this. This is the divine protection, right? We also got the Three of Wands, but this guy was in the upside down position. And this is again in that space of, you have all the skills, you have all the talents, but you're delaying. You don't think that it's coming. You're like not wait. The Three of Wands is the person that is like, yeah, my energy's manifested. I am just waiting for the perfect wave. I know it's coming. I trust it. It's coming. It's on its way. I'm prepared for it when it gets here, right? That's the Three of Wands energy. I'm prepared for the wave when it comes in. I know who I am. I know my talents. I know my skills. I'm going to ride that wave. When it's in the shadow, it could be a lack of confidence or this fear of stepping up into the light that you have. And I've been talking about this for a long time, that we need to do this. Like, the time is now. You need to be the beacon for other people, right? You need to shine your light for other people so that they know where to go when their veil starts to be revealed, like peeled back, and they start to see the truth of what is, right? You need to be that lighthouse for them, or for other reasons, right? There's lots of value that you provide to people and to society. We talk about, something as simple as organizing. If you're really awesome at organizing and bringing simplified solutions out, that is amazing, because there's a lot of people out there that benefits, right? I'm not doing pregnancy questions right now. The devil also came out. So the devil is about liberation. It's about addictions as well. We don't realize what we're addicted to. And sometimes, so there could be some codependent relationships that are what this is talking about here. But we're going to check in because this is a lot of energy. This is a lot of energy. We definitely need some clarity on it. Yeah. And then we're going to get into, I think I'm going to use some nice cards on Friday. Okay. Alrighty, so clarity on this. We're moving to a time of peace. Maybe where you are right now, although you think that it is meant for you or you're afraid to let go of it and move towards what you're headed for, maybe you have created this idea in your mind that it's going to be hard, it's going to be challenging, it's going to be, or if you lose this person, that you're going to be alone, or life is going to be so hard or challenging, and there's a lot of fear around it. But what's coming is peace. What's coming is a space of peace. Okay. So what else do we have here, Spirit? Can I get a... Alrighty. So protection message, blessed. The blessed protection message is that, and it's 22 and 23. We've been doing numbers like this like crazy. We have been running duplicate numbers. Like I've been pulling cards and having the same number one after the other show up, right? So we'll see if we get 23. We'll see if we get 23 in the, in the whole scheme of things. I'm just looking at some of the other cards that fell out at that point. But so the blessed card in the shadow, this is again that divine, this is that being protected, right? That sometimes when the blessing doesn't arrive in the time or in the form that we think it should have, it's because the blessing is meant to be bigger or different. And also sometimes the blessing has to be delayed, because if we had to receive the blessing earlier, we would have just ruined it or gave it away, or we weren't at the level to receive it. When you look at lottery winning as an example, people who win the lottery, if they haven't done any healing and they haven't looked into their issue, like their money wounds and stuff like that, then when they win the lottery, they end up spending it and becoming broke again. Okay. So we've got the building blocks. A big part of sometimes the delay is just that time that we're spending on building solid foundations. Okay. Sometimes we have to solidify things, right? There's more that we need to learn. There's more, there's more information that we need to learn. Oh, we got 3, right? Between worlds. So we're neither here nor there. And this is the space that everyone's kind of feeling in, right? This is even the space that we're in collectively right now, right? And many of us are these people that are going to bridge the gap, you realize, right? Let's say this is the new earth that we're, the ones that are awakening up, that say there's a healthy way that we can live in this way. And this is our society with our capitalist and, the different ones, right? We have capitalists, we have communists, we have socialists, we have all of those different, structures out there. The normal society, go to work for, your 60 years or whatever, 40 years, retire, like this kind of space here. So we have these 2 different poles. There are going to be individuals that are going to need to bridge the gap between that. As these people wake up and want to move here, there's people that have to hold space for it, because many of us will be in a very black and white kind of viewpoint, or we're in a frequency that isn't the same, so they won't be able to speak to one another. So many of us light workers are here to be the flamingo that's standing between both of those worlds, so they can be that communication between and the bridge to to allow other people to make that transition. And right now, that's where a lot of us are, right? We're right here saying, allowing the other individuals to wake up and show them the light to this direction, right? We're being that, but right now we're in that state. So we just have to embrace it, right? 333 on the time. All right. Can I get some more clarity on this for the collective? And we're going through a lot of transitions right now, a lot of energies. Can you guys hear the music okay? Grand Rising. Yes, yes, we really are changing this planet. We absolutely are. We're changing it one soul at a time. One light that lights up a little brighter, that knows their truth, right? That other another soul that knows their truth, that brings the light, right? It's so beautiful. Good. Good. All righty. So what else do we have? Do we have any other clarity, or is that the last that we had to give for the collective message for today? Okay. All right. So this is beautiful. This card is a revolution. So we are being called for a revolution. This is absolutely, I got to read this message. Oh, beautiful. I have a divine feminine healing collective, and we did we had our sacred sisterhood circle yesterday, and it was beautiful. That's lovely. Lovely. I love seeing collectives of individuals coming together. It's just so beautiful. So by the book is 11. And protection message. So you guys, I'm reading this one because I think there's some information in here that somebody needs to hear directly. Now is the time for a real change in consciousness, as you are incited to revolt. Challenge the structures that are limiting authentic progress. It is not enough to rebel in small ways. This is a call to revolution. Focus on what you really want to achieve, regardless of whether it feels so far outside the box that the established order may reject it. Genius, invention, and transformation are rarely comfortable and less likely to be accepted by the mainstream. It may be time for you to say no to the way of your group, take a stand, and make real changes. It could be that the structure of your inner world is alerting you to the need for a complete overhaul. This is a time for transformation. So let go of the fear of change. Your intuition will lead you through the darkness. There is no turning back now. Trust that light will dawn. Epiphanies will surely lead to miracles. That's powerful, guys. And this is exactly the energy I'm feeling right now. It's like when I've been talking about this for a while now, about it's time to turn your light on. It's time to put out your open sign, right? Like it's time to turn the lights on and say you're open for business. It's time to build the lighthouses. It's time to, to turn your lantern on, whatever reference works for you in that space. They're going to need, it's like when Mr. Rogers used to say, and I come from the age where we had Mr. Rogers, and he used to say that when bad things were happening in the world, look for the helpers. And what I'm saying right now is be the helper. Be the helper, and we're meant to be the helpers. And how can people find you if you're not willing to stand in your light? How do people wake up if nobody's speaking the truth, right? You have to speak the truth. Like that's the whole point of it. Hi, and my favorite number 33. Love you, friend. And good morning, BC. Beautiful to you. Right? Hi, guys. Okay, so what do we want to do today? Because we can do a variety of things. That I do quantum healing. I work on the quantum realm. I have my spirit guides. I can ask them if they want to, if there's any channelings that want to come through. We can do that. If we're going to do readings, I think I opt for my intuition guiding me to who to do a reading for, and doing much more in-depth readings for the individual. Today is a Venus day, so I'm feeling we might be channeling. Good morning, echoes of the past. How are you, love? And good morning, Ashley. How are you? And hi, Lydia. So yeah, we can do a variety of things. We can do a variety of things. I do know there are some cards that people probably want to hear. People do like the cards. They do definitely like that. But yeah, so you guys decide. You guys take a minute to decide. Nice to meet you as well. Look at, we're just 39 on the, just hello. How are you? We could do a healing session today. It's a Native American flute. Healing at 11:11, right on time. That's beautiful. So we'll just do a mixture today. Okay. Good morning. Me too. Me too. Right? 11:11. See, she said it right at 11:11 about beautiful music. But we get to see the 11:11 again. Nice. So just remember, I never send any healing or any channeling or activations unless you're open to receive them. And anything that I do is in the highest good, right? Is in the highest good of all. So Shukuresi Moshwaresi Hashai Kosotoresi Mokushu Daisaishu Shaisa Nai Kosho Dasaishu Anai Kotoresi Pushure Daisai Nai Kotoresi Daikoshu Taiamonoi Sai Ushu Daikoshu Toresi Monore Anai Kotore Asai Shotu Isai Kotore Naishore Ampushuri Asai Kori Anasa. Hi, Kat. How are you? Mm-hmm. This beautiful energy today. I know a lot of people are probably feeling very emotional. The full moon can be very emotional, can bring up a lot of emotions. The moon is tied to our emotions. A lot of women actually menstruate around the full moon. And, it's a cycle, right? So for you, you'll know what that is for you. But what I'm saying is yeah. Good morning, Rachel. Good morning, Valeria. How are you, love? Hi, Michael. Dushkore simonoshore sai kotore asa shore sanai kaposure daishu no sori sapokushu daisai anai kore anasai shotore abushu anaisuku daikotore saposhonaisi ashai sotore. Aw, thank you. Thank you. Daisko shu esanai kotueti. Daisko re sai kotore anai sotore sai koshore. Boshori anasai kotoshu asai shotu anasai shure. Abushore kasai shonore si apushu anai sure anai sotore sekatoshore. Yeah, I just feel like the energy from the full moon, there was a lot of like heightened emotions and people were feeling a lot of emotions coming to the surface. I know that for a lot of us born between, I think it's around 68 and 76, somewhere in that span, maybe the times are a little bit different, but that was when Chiron was in Aries. So with the full moon in Aries, we're going to be feeling a lot of that energy in Chiron, right? So the wounded healer. And for those of us with Chiron and Aries, Aries is about the self-image. So we were wounded a lot within the self-image. So we probably had people bully us, name call us, make us feel like we weren't good enough. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure coming in as well, like with the Schumann resonance. There's a lot of energies, right? Make sure that you're hydrating yourself, because sometimes we don't realize it, and that could be an issue, is that we're low on water, right? The moon is definitely connected to the waters, so be aware of that. Hi. So like I said, we'll do a little bit of healing and then we'll move on to other things. We'll see what else comes through. Sometimes the messages come through in a different way. So again, if you're here and you want to receive healing, you just have to consent to receive it, and then make sure that you drink water to allow it to help it with the integration process. And don't send it to anybody that doesn't want it. And I can't send it to people for you unless you actually have the ability to consent for their mental, physical, like that kind of health. Mm. Are you around Crystal? Debbie, sorry. Or is Crystal here? Oh, so amazing, BC. Amazing. So why are you not asking for help? Why are you shouldering more responsibility? Where can you ask for assistance? Where can you ask for people like to help you? Just your guy. When I stepped into your shoulder, that's what your guides asked me to ask you. Where are you not asking for help when you should be? Where are you shouldering more responsibilities than what are yours to shoulder? So ask for help. Hi, Pamela. Toshkoraise monoshoraise pushore asai koshoraise nai shotoraise pukoshoraise nai shoto aboshoraise pushonaisi asakatoshoraise shai pushore. Which shoulder? Which shoulder, right or left? It'll be the kind of the deciding factor. Yeah, I'm like, it's my left, but I'm like, this is my right side, left, right? So, hmm. I had to confirm because I'm like my left shoulder, but I'm like, I just like, I'm like, because I'm flipped backwards, right? I'm like, I want to, I'm like, am I like mirror imaging you? I'm like, is my left side. BC's got it. She's like left. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, yeah. No, it's your guides are just the people you're being. It's just what's happening when you're experiencing that, right? And it's yeah. No, no. It's okay not to understand it. Yeah. Just let it work through. Dushkoraisi pushunaisi ashai kotoresi pushunaisi ka daishko shai sapokokoshanai sai usunesi abugataisi akokoshania saisu. So you don't feel like what I'm getting from it is you don't feel like you're capable of supporting yourself. Like bear like and like it's a feeling about you. It's not that people aren't showing up for you. I mean, maybe you definitely have some issues with asking for people to help or for support, like in that sense. I mean, come on. But it's that you don't trust that you can do it all, that you can carry it all, that you've got it all. Like, it's yeah. But you do, like you're not alone anyway. Your guides have you. Love you. Torei kashkorei sikatorei na shaporei na koshorei saposhonai sapotai sikatai satorai semushorei aposhorei poshorei. Good, good. How's it feeling now? Just easy with it though, right? Just easy. So yeah, just work on that. When you're in the Mind Body Spirit Healthy Collective, we'll talk more about it. We'll talk more about it. Sorry, I just gotta get myself a script. Good. So if you just do that, 20 minutes on the hot, 10 minutes on the ice. No, I'm just kidding. um, that's so, just love it. Just love it. Hi, Pamela. How are you doing? How are you doing, Pamela? So if anybody wants something specific, like healing somewhere, I'm gonna do some like this is just love. I'm just gonna be sending unconditional love and compassion. And just I want with the one girl here, I want you to tell yourself that your heart is not broken. Right? We do not want to call that energy into us. Our words have power. And when we say things like heartbroken, and we call that to us or we claim that, we call that into our heart. Like we call into the space. And we don't want to do that. Right. Um, so yeah, if we can switch that around just a little bit, right? Because you can ask your guides, you can ask your angels to, to help with soothing energy or to help move you through this space of grief. But when you call in something like a heartbreak, you block that. You create that in there, and calling that in, your angels and guides, they can't help you with that block because it's self-created. So it blocks them from being able to help you. So just allow yourself to know that you're hurt, you're grieving, you're healing. Doshkari moshari kaishai si duri samonai kaishosuri bushore sai koso no asamai hihi akoso ai kosori ashai koso enai kusnai pusini ashai koso tu bushi ai nai shure sai koto shu shonai samo I don't want anyone to feel alone either. Know that, whether you come and hang out here every day that I'm here Monday to Friday, or you join us in the Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Collective, it doesn't matter. Know that you can come here. It's a safe space and we support each other and care about each other. You're never alone. It's just one of those things, like and I'm not minimizing what you went through, right? I've been through loss as well, and different types of loss, right? Hi, Sherry's, love you. Right? So you could be experiencing that, right? With that deep, profound loss and that huge grief. It's just the words of saying heartbreak. That's all. So if we can switch the way that we talk about those things or the language that we use around ourselves, oftentimes we call in the blockages to ourselves with the way that we're speaking, right? So it's just being careful about that. I'm sending you so much love and so much ease on your healing and through that journey. So much love to you guys, okay? So much love. Dashkore samurshore isai kosho anai samonai konani si ashai ko da shai sovonai skarai kotore si pushore ai sai shonai si pushu ai sayu anai kopore si shunoi pushutu. Love you. You have to enjoy the adventure, right? Enjoying the adventure is the best part of it all. When we can look at life as an experience and an adventure and just enjoy the ride, no matter how it is, right? Knowing that the ride's not always going to be like this. How boring would that really be, though? If every day was the same in that space, like, we would get bored. We would. That's why we're here, because, we could just be all light and unconditional love. But we wanted to experience the vast depth of emotions that we can experience in all of these things. I mean, I don't think we thought it was going to be this much of a roller coaster ride. But now that we're waking up to who we are and maybe what we've experienced, and now the ride's getting real fun. It is. I speak a variety of languages. I think most predominantly Arcturian, but I do speak fairy, dragon, and other languages as well. I just channel what comes through and allow what comes through to come through. Yeah. So let's do a little bit of awakening our beautiful divine feminine energy. And don't worry, if you're a man, you have divine feminine energy. Everything has divine feminine and divine masculine energy. So let's bring that energy up a bit. Okay, so the old space that the divine feminine was the sacral chakra, and now the divine feminine is at the heart chakra. The divine masculine used to be at the root chakra, but now the divine masculine is at the solar plexus. So we want to marry our heart and solar plexus, right? We want to marry those two energies together. It's like your brain and your heart talking to one another. So I'm just going to pull the divine feminine energy up, right? It's not about awakening, it's about reawakening. For many of us, our divine feminine energy has been shut down. We've been pushing through. It's going to take a little bit. Like it was a really blocked. She has a blocked shoulder. But that it'll take a little bit, but it'll give her a little bit. So being that we all have that in us, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dig into that energy, and I'm just going to raise it up, right? Some of us are very aware that our divine feminine energy is here, but in the wounded space, we haven't elevated ourselves to our heart chakra. We're still down in the sacral chakra, not being in our feminine energy, because our feminine energy is tied up in the sacral of, it could be sexual wounds, parental wounds, or other woundings that occur. And we need to move out of that space. Now, when we get to this space, you've done enough healing that you're up in the heart space when you're starting to be concerned about the collective, and also like yourself, right? You love yourself, and you're starting to, so that self-love and that expression of that self unconditional love outward is that heart space. So we're just gonna play with some energy, and you just have to receive it. Okay, so whether you're masculine or feminine, you have masculine and feminine energy within you. So we'll get past that at some point. We'll get past that. Tushore shamonoi kasai shotu abushore nasai koshotore abuanai shotore koshore anasai apure daishore sinai kushu abushore sekai nore bushore sapurai nai shkore sikai shore abusho anai sai amosu Aisanoi kushore supurisi anais kakai shutu. Aboraisi aboshai anaiko daiskore saposhonai sai. Ariakore sai unore samonosho. Aiskore saponai sai kotoreshi. Are sai shanai sai ko. Abushure sayana amoshuri saikore ariakotore sipunaisi ashai koso aisai konori simonaisi asai kushure samana ariakatai sotore sakanai satoresi bushore sanai shore asana Kotoshana Abushori Sapuri Sanai Koshi Apushori Si Nai Kanai Shanai Ano Koreanai Oshore Kanai Shanai Sapu Ayanai Kore Sai Kore Aisanai Ushori Sanai Ai Koshore Si. So I have a puzzle to do here. Love it, guys. I love it. So allow that softness and that femininity, that divine feminine energy, receiving, right? Like allowing yourself to receive. And if you can receive the energy that I'm sending to you, then you can open yourself to receive even more, even more. I love you guys. All right, so let's do some cards. I do think that when I'm doing the cards, oh, I love that. That's beautiful, Sherry. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, that's unfortunate, Juju. Why'd they do that to you? Make sure that you drink water, though, because we are working with energy, and that will help you to integrate it. Let's see how my hibiscus tea is. Good morning, loves. Good morning. Okay, so I'm going to pick some people to do bigger readings for. Hi, Ebony from New Zealand. I'd love to come and visit New Zealand, by the way. But I love to travel. I absolutely would. So what I want to do today is I want to keep the readings tailored towards romance and desire, and kind of the divine feminine a little bit, right? In honor of Venus, let's keep the theme, that kind of the theme today, TT, and we'll have fun with it. I have a bunch of different decks here. So when I'm picking people, let me know. I'm from Canada as well. I'm in Ontario currently, although hopefully moving towards Alberta, and then hopefully somewhere even warmer. Angels are... Oh, I love that, Sherry. Thank you. So who would like a nice reading on love and on, I can't say that the reading's going to be nice. Let's be fair. Norway. Oh my God, that would be beautiful. I would love to come to Norway too. I did work as a flight nurse for many years, and I flew around the world. I flew to so many different places. It was amazing. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think that's half the reason why I loved it. I went to South Africa. You should check out the Hedge Witch in South Africa. I follow her on social media. I just love her as a tarot reader. And she's in South Africa. I can't remember where exactly, if she's in Johannesburg or Capetown, sorry. Capes. I don't know why Johannesburg and Capes were coming together. I just having a hard time. I'm here, generosity of spirit. Okay. I'm here at a generosity of spirit, and I'll allow everyone to be open to a reading. Like it's for me, this is my business. Yes, I have my company. My company is Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Self. It's an incorporated company. I've been in business for 3 years. I do healing and tarot. I specialize in trauma and also energy and awakening the divine feminine and aligning it with the divine masculine, and the sacred union is something that I'm super, super passionate about. I'm an artist, a speaker, like I do all of these different things. So I have a ton of stuff available on my website. You can always go and check it out there. From this space, we'll hang out here for a little bit longer. And then when I'm done here, I go to the Mind, Body, Spirit Healthy Collective, which is a support group similar to this, but we're raising the vibration of the collective. We talk about healthy mind, body, spirit, spirituality. There's so many healers and tarot readers and energy workers and all around just outstanding light workers and star beings and chosen ones and earth angels in the group. It's just phenomenal. And it's such a beautiful, beautiful space. So I have a bunch of different cards out. I'm going to start with Mira as a subscriber. I do honor my subscribers first and foremost, but there's no requirement for that. And then I will pick somebody after that. But we'll start with Mira and see, what does Goddess Venus have to give her for insight on her love life. So we've got the Page of Earth. The Page of Earth is a beautiful card. It's speaking of beginnings, but these beginnings are can be in relationships, but they can also be a new beginning in your understanding of you and how you feel about yourself. Right. So the new beginning can also be a new financial beginning. Like you suddenly have that desire, you start to know who you are and feel your worth and value and start to become confident. So then you can step forward into that next level. Right. So pages are that level up. Right. So, I love it. I love it. Sorry, just reading some of the messages on the other one. I'm going to pull this card here. Ooh, look at the Hermit coming in, but the Hermit in the shadow. So the Hermit is that sometimes we isolate too much, and that is to our own detriment. The other thing about the Hermit card, I mean, besides its Virgo energy, so you have Virgo, or there's Virgo in the other person, right? Maybe the other person is Virgo, and so the Hermit being in the shadow is just that they're in a not great state. But anyway, the Hermit can be Virgo, but it can also be just that representation of, one, that you're isolating too much, or two, that you're forever healing without actually doing the implementation or the integration part, right? So we can kind of get stuck in, we keep looking for more information. It's like when the person goes on that quest to figure out who they are, and they're like, okay, so I'm going to do this personality test and this personality test and this personality test. Or when somebody keeps going to an oracle and asking the same question, but they're like, I don't like that answer, so I'm going to go to the next one, and I'm going to get another answer, and I'm going to get another answer, I'm going to get another answer. And meanwhile, the answers are all the same. It's just they're not willing to implement what the readings are saying, right? There's that confirmation across the board, right? So let's say it was a confirmation across the board to leave the job that you were working, and you're like, nope. All right. So that can be the concept of the Hermit. Or it can be like, you're reading all the books, you're listening to all the gurus, but you're not actually like doing the meditating, doing the mindfulness practices, doing the breathing, stuff like that. The 0 is a void number. The 0 is a void number. Well, that was a lot of ones that fell out to be on there. So notably, the Queen of Fire is in shadow as well. So the Queen of Fire, you could be dealing with some fiery emotions. The Queen of Fire is the Queen of Wands. So this is passion. This is, following your dreams and living life exuberantly. Like it can represent like a fire sign for sure. But, I don't necessarily like to corroborate that any particular, signs matter in your reading, because it's about you and your partner. It's just that for other people that may be getting some information from this that aligns with them, they may enjoy knowing that the Queen of Fire could be any one of the fire energies, like Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. But it's in the toxic space or in the unhealthy space. Oh, I love you. So we've got the King of Fire in the upright, though. And, if we're looking at this relationship between these two, right, this is not a healthy space to be in, right? The Queen of Fire, she wants to be with her King of Fire, with both the flames burning upright and in a great direction. So it could be that in this situation, the relationship isn't healthy for one or the other. The queen could be the one that's is isolating and not healing. And this also doesn't necessarily represent the partner. The King of Wands is also like a spiritual guru, right? The Seven of Waters is here as well. The Seven of Water is about having a lot of options and a lot of choices, and maybe being paralyzed or, hesitating to make a decision because you're going, well, what's the right decision? What is the right decision? Do I stay or do I go? Well, get on the boat because it's time to go. The Six of Air talks about transitions and rites of passages, and it's about, this is something that's meant to happen. And with the Six of Air as well, it's my brain's just like drawing a blank with the Six of Air as well. Hi Edie and hi Kate, how are you, love? And thank you, Maddie. So the Six of Air is mental, right? So the Six of Air would be the Six of Swords. So this could also be about not accepting help that's readily being given. We also have the Three of Air, which is in the shadow. The Three of Air is the Three of Swords. So that's heartbreak. But also that, there's, like I said, with the Three of Swords, there's always that light at the end of the tunnel. The Three of Air is also the card, give me the 1 second. Where is it? The Three of Swords. Right? It's not accepting the loss, or and it could also be not seeing the part that you played. That's the other part of it, right? There's a little element with the Three of Air in the heartbreaker and whatever's going on within the relationship, where there's an ownership. Like you have to take accountability for the part that you play in the relationship. Even if somebody, and people hate it when I say this, but even if somebody goes out and cheats on you, there's some amount of, like, either you saw the flags early on that that's what that person was going to do, and you stayed in spite of those flags, so you have to own that, or you weren't meeting their needs, and that, right? Like sometimes we shut off and we're not meeting their needs, and and in that space, like, you can kind of say, what, absolutely, they were actually even asking me, like, can you do this or can you do that? And I was nope. We've got the Eight of Earth as well. The Eight of Earth is a lot of work, a lot of effort, like, because it's in the shadow. So you've been doing like a lot of work on it, and putting in a lot of work on the, or it could mean, besides like being like a lot of work, it can go to the other spot of seeking shortcuts, right? Like not following through with everything, which is kind of the energy that hermit. So it can also be like example of burning out and stuff. So let's see what else we have, because we need to get some oracle cards out here to kind of clarify some of these messages that are coming up. So a higher power, this is reminding you that you are in a co-creative relationship, and to lean on your higher power as you go through this. There's also the chop wood card. The chop wood card coming out is talking about dealing with the details, like the finer details, the tasks that need to get accomplished. What else do we have in this? No, that's too many cards and they're all face down. So we're going to pick them all back up and put them right back on the pile. Can I get some can I get some more clarity on this relationship? You're deeply rooted in thinking, like overthinking, and in that, and the thinker is the number 44. So when we're stuck in our heads and maybe stuck in the negative mind, the 44 is reminding us again. So you got 3 4s in your reading already, and then 24 just came out, and 42. Oh my goodness, Mira, we've got. I'm going to turn them around just so that we can line them all up. Oh, wait. We've got 444, right? So you got your 3 4s. This one's 42, and this one's 24. Like all the 4s. Your angels and guides are speaking to you so much, right? Your angels and guides are speaking to you so much. So it's time for a nap. Like you need to rest. You need to heal. It's a time for you to really focus on you and on healing you and spending time in meditation and contemplation to connect with your guides. They're really trying to speak to you. They're really trying to connect to you and remind you that you're not alone. And they're telling, and you know, right? It's almost like they're like, you know, you don't need to even ask her. You don't need to ask her. You know, and you can trust us in the guidance that we're giving you as well. Okay, so yeah, yes, you could do those meditations to check on, like to look on past lives and stuff like that. That's pretty big, Mira. Yeah, I love you. Okay, so who's next for a reading on their love or desires, harnessing the energy of Venus? We've got Madison asking with a beautiful pink heart beside her name. We've got Pamela over here asking. They just landed in Nashville, Tennessee 2 days ago. Fun. I love you too, sweetheart. I know we had a few other people that were asking. Linda was asking. Jewel was asking. Sierra was asking. Kat was asking. Juju was asking. Rachel was asking as well. You know what? I'm going to pull one for Rachel. As I went back up there, my guys are, Rachel needs to hear a message. There's still lots of time. I'll probably go here until 12:30, and then 12:30 we'll go to the Mind, Body, Spirit Healthy Collective. And then I don't have anything directly following that today, luckily enough. So you heard that too, Rachel? Yeah. Rachel needs it. There was the energy when I tapped into Rachel. I was like, Rachel needs this. All right. So what does Rachel need to hear, Spirit? Can I get a good message about Rachel relationships, or even love you, relationships or desires? Okay, Rachel, straight out of the deck, you're getting this, or straight off the bat, you're getting the 6 of air. So you're going through a transition. This is a rite of passage. So this is something that you need to go through. And it can feel like a lot, it can feel like a lot. It can feel scary, and I'm trying not to put words on it because we don't want to put emphasis on it, right? We got the 4 of water in the shadow. So this is the 4 of cups. The 4 of water is the card that I like to call the brat card, because although, it's either the card where life has gotten so boring and stable, like nothing's really going bad in it. But sometimes because of our trauma, when things are quiet or peaceful, or when, like there's the quiet before the storm and stuff like that. So we get that concept in our head that, oh, it's quiet. What bad is coming now? So then we self-sabotage, like we become a brat and we actually look to create chaos, or we look to stir things up, like create a little bit of drama, or, a little bit of entertainment, let's say, because we're bored, right? And so that's part of the 4 of water, but part of it is not appreciating what you do have, right? Like not appreciating what you do have, looking at the empty cup instead of the full cup. That can be the energy of the 4 of water. So this is reminding you to be grateful for the simple things, because the universe is not going to give you more if you're not grateful for what you already have, right? That'd be like if I came over and I gave you $100 and you just left it sitting there on the ground and maybe walked on it or something. I'd be like, well, if you don't appreciate that, I'm not going to give you $1,000. Alrighty, what else is coming up, Spirit, for Rachel here? So that's the energy of that. So there's something that you need to walk away from. We've got temptation. Temptation is I have to think, because of the difference in the cards. Just let me check, because I need to see what 15 is in this deck. The devil. Okay. I always think of temptation and I want to say temperance, but it's not the temperance card. So the two of those numbers are the ones supposedly married to on the fifth dimension. Cool. So temptation is the devil's card. So there's something that's an addiction, and it could be the relationship, like codependency. And oftentimes the things that we're addicted to, we don't realize that we're addicted to them. They come in kind of subtly. And before we think it's all drugs and alcohol, just remember that we are addicted to our phones. We're addicted to sugar. We're addicted to food. We're addicted to gossip. We're addicted to a variety of things. So there's a ton of things that we can be addicted to. The Two of Earth in the shadow is about juggling the different aspects of yourself. So there's some imbalance here. There's some space that there's a disharmony. So it could be that you're focusing on one thing in your life to the detriment of the rest of your life. So it could be focusing too much on money at the expense of your relationship. It could be focusing too much on material gains as opposed to on your spirituality, right? Like there's stuff like that, right? So we're going to see what else is coming out with these cards. There's that balance that needs to happen. Okay. So you're looking to create that balance within your life, juggling the masculine and feminine energy. So what else is coming out for Rachel right now, Spirit? Can we see what else is coming up in this message? So we've got the Ten of Waters. This is usually the card that speaks of emotional fulfillment. And it's like that very Zen state. It's not just emotional fulfillment, but it's just fulfillment across the board, right? One big happy family energy, right? All your cups are full, right? And it can speak of new beginnings and new endings. But in this space here, it's like there's disharmony. It's not a balanced energy. It's not a harmonious energy in this space at all. We've become a brat. Tickles me. Oh, but this is a cycle of completion, right? The 21 or the World card. This is about a cycle. This is about coming to completion. So you have, whatever it is that you have to let go of, or that you have to recognize as maybe a dependency or I'm getting codependent, right? I'm getting codependency with the way that this is coming out, right? And it's like you don't know your value is a big part of the thing. So you may be experiencing your very own tower moment where you're going through a lot of changes and things are changing, maybe within your life, maybe within your relationship, right? But the change is needed to happen because I don't think that you're moving the things out of your life, or something's going to come to light with the moon coming out. There's going to be clarity, or you're going to come to terms and you're going to validate how you're feeling. This is a key thing to think about, right? No, it's not. The Adam and Eve story is not the same, right? Exactly. So this moon card is about clarity. So what you need to think about is not how you feel about the person, but how the person makes you feel. And that's a very big difference, because you might feel that person is a nice guy. You might feel that person, is intelligent, he's humorous, he's all of these things. But that guy might make you feel like you're less than. That person might make you feel unsafe, right? So it's about how they make you feel, not how you feel about them. And I think that's the clarity that's coming with this card, okay? Yes, evil entities do a good job of getting people addicted. Absolutely. So what else? Can we get some clarity with the oracle cards on this reading, please, Spirit? Can we get some clarity for Rachel? So the yin, and the yin is coming out. The yin is the divine feminine. It's number 2 card. And it's about softening into your energy, but you're not in your divine feminine. I feel like you've been forced to be in your divine masculine because you don't feel like you're safe, or you don't feel like the person's protecting or providing for you, or you're in the position where you have to protect and provide for yourself. You're not open to receiving is a big part of that. The observer just came out and sat down on the deck. The observer is number 49. The observer is all about, like, how are you observing the world? Are you looking at it here, or are you like, what is the perspective that you're allowing yourself to see? Sometimes we can't see what's going on because like we're like so close to it that we don't see the right perspective of the situation. And that's why we need somebody else to give us a perspective. And sometimes that perspective can be very eye-opening, right? But there's also that about pulling back and observing things without allowing yourself to be drawn into it. Highlight code. Alrighty. And hi, Cap. All right, what else is coming out, Spirit, for Rachel? Yeah. So we've got the orphaned card. The orphaned card is about loss, and it's really about, like, I feel like you maybe don't feel like you have good support around you, and that maybe there's an abandonment wound that's coming up, and that's why if we have an abandonment wound, it's easy to get into codependent relationship, and then it's hard to get out of the relationship because the concept of leaving a relationship is triggering the abandonment wound again. So it's just, it's one of those things that it can be a really challenging dynamic. We've got the fates in the shadow, and we've also got yang in the shadow. So if we look at this as a concept of this is divine masculine and this is divine feminine, right? Neither one of those energies are in the space that they need to be in. And if this is you and this is him, right, you're both in that shadow space. So the fates in the shadow, I'm going to read you that message and so that you can get the actual message from the card. And it's in the protection message, okay? It is difficult to understand why painful things happen to good people. Fate is a mystery, after all. Yet what we do with our circumstances, the way in which we respond to life's challenges, is how we rise up to greet our destiny. Now is one of those times to be aware of your powerlessness to change certain situations and surrender to acceptance. Hang in there. Life will only get better. Act as if you believe that, for the only thing you can control right now is your attitude. When you align with the fates, being mindful of what you can and cannot change, serenity will come to you. Okay, so that's the message that I'm getting for you, Rachel. It seems like you're going through some tough times, some tough energies, but that you're going to be, there's going to be clarity, and we are moving towards a better space energetically. And if you need, just support, and this is, just make sure that you stick with us. Okay. All right. Stick around, hang around. We'll be your tribe. We'll be your support. Okay. The cool thing about the Mind, Body, Spirit Healthy Collective is that we actually engage with each other in a deeper level too. Like, we've become friends, and it really is a tribe that we have together. So that's available to you. Okay. Alrighty. So next, who's next? Let me see with who I'm going to pull for next. Okay. Hi, mirrors. Because we're doing more expanded readings today, not just a card. We're doing more expanded readings, and I'm just letting, you know who I'm going to do? Lydia. Alrighty, what's coming in store, Venus? Can we get a good reading for Lydia? We can get a message for Lydia, the messenger of water. So the messenger of water, so when we're talking about water, we're talking about emotions, right? And the messenger is is the Knight. So there's like romance coming in. New romance is what the messenger of water can represent. New emotional attachments. What else do we have for Lydia, Spirit? Can I get some more cards for Lydia? Just note that you can go and book a full reading with me. I am I do have a company. So we've got the Two of Air. The Two of Air is like the Two of Swords. So whatever this is coming in, you're going to feel like you don't know what decision or if this is the right choice for you. You're going to feel a little bit like it's a little bit unknown, and mentally you're going to be like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Oh, you don't need your eyes to see, my love. You don't need your eyes to see. Oh my, we got the Two of Fire. The Two of Fire is the Two of Wands, which means that change. And there's an element of risk, but you have to be brave to take that risk. Okay. You'll have to be brave. It could even mean travel, right? It could even mean travel, but it's stepping out of your comfort zone is the Two of Fire. We've got the Six of Water. The Six of Water is about nostalgia and looking in the rear view mirror. So I think what's going to happen for you, what these cards are telling me is I feel like you're going to get two bows coming in. One is going to be someone you used to know, and someone's going to be someone new. And it may involve you taking a risk. And that's why you're pulled between those two different directions of what to do. And you're looking in the rear view, like you're looking with longing at the past, or it's just the past situations that you've experienced that are making you fearful of taking that new risk. We've got the Six of Fire. So two twos, two sixes. Like, we just have all the fun with all the numbers here, I'm telling you. So the two sixes coming in together, the Six of Fire. And again, it went water, fire with the 2-2 and the 6-6. So the Six of Water, then the Six of Fire. The Six of Fire is about success. So this choice that you're making, like there's success there. There's success, justice, it's balanced. This is going to be very balanced and harmonious. And Justice is the Libra card. So justice represents Libra, which is all about relationships. And if we look at Libra, well, it's Libra season, right? It is Libra season for the next 2 weeks anyway. Just stay away from all. We've also got the Messenger of Air. There's going to be some new insights coming in as well. And we've got the Seven of Earth. Look at this energy. This is hilarious. The Seven of Earth is that, like this is going to be really grounded. It's going to be, the work is going to be worth it. It's going to be long-term. The work is going to be worth it though. Okay, so what else do we get from here? What else do we get? Can we get some clarity with the bow? This is the nostalgia. So I wanted clarity. I wanted nostalgia. I was like, is nostalgia someone from the past, right? Is that someone coming up from the past, or is it just you looking at your past? Right. And the card that came out was the Soulmate in Shadow and Come to the Edge. Right. So, but then these are blocking the new life that's coming. So this soulmate energy blocking the new life. So what's the shadow of the soulmate? Ooh, all that glitters isn't gold. All that glitters is not gold. I have to read you the new life message. That's an absolute because I opened it to it. So I feel like it's very important. Message within that. So the protection message of the soulmates. An important relationship brings you to your knees. This is the kind of soulmate who comes with a powerful gift. Your patterns and all your old stories that don't serve your well-being enter into this dynamic so you can heal them. This person is called to a sacred task to help you learn, even if it seems uncomfortable, sticky, or even inconceivable. The question is not why did he or she do this to me, but rather what is the gift in this? Look into the mirror. You will only be changed from the better. So I do feel there's an element of you assessing what's coming, like you're to assess the relationships from before. What were your relationships like? What were the patterns in them? And have you done the healing for them so that you're not bringing that forward into the new relationship? Until you heal that stuff, coming to the edge, like you're not ready. You're not quite ready to go to the edge, right? So this is your time it's just pause. This relationship stuff is going to come to you with clarity, but that new life is going to come in. But it's kind of like what you're, or just stay alone and stay from all the drama, right? Because all that glitters isn't gold. Jumping into a relationship with somebody when you're unhealed means that you're going to repeat those patterns from the past. So whatever that was is definitely not going to be golden, right? It's not going to be what you think it is, because what it is going to be is the relationship that shows you all those unhealed spaces so you can heal them. So we want to heal some of it before we go into a relationship. We want to heal what we're aware of. And then we go into the relationship, and sure, there might be other things that we're not aware of that come to the surface through that relationship, because that's where we find our stuff, is in relationships. But that's, like for us, it's this new life that needs to come in, right? Just making sure that you're going into it having went through that experience. Love you. Mwah. Have a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Yeah. So just continue with that healing journey. New life is on its way. It's just you need to pause and do that before you step into that next stage, so you're not carrying, and because it will make something that could be golden crumble, right? That's why we get those pauses in our manifestations sometimes, is because if we went in too soon, we'd ruin what was meant for us because we weren't ready for it. So it's important for us to take that pause and allow things to come to us at the time that we're ready to receive them, and not too soon. Okay. Alrighty. Who else for a card? I think I'm going to pull for Snea, because Snea did ask for a card and she's a subscriber. So we are looking at love and relationships and desires. So anything within the realm of Venus, but we're going to ask the goddess of Venus. Is Snea back yet? Actually, Snea might not be back yet. Oh, I have to read you the new life card. I'm so sorry. I have to read you the new life card, Lydia, before I move on. New life is number 39. I did say I was going to read that because I feel there's a message in there for you. When spring awakens the world, joy and excitement can be felt all around and in your very core. Blossoms burst from the trees overnight, birds return home and sing their glorious song. And nature is full of promise. Miracles beckon all of us. This is one of those times in your life when new ideas inspire you and new opportunities bring you hope for seeing your dreams come true. All is well in your world, and you have the energy you need to feel renewed. Allow your heart to fill with enthusiasm. Let your light shine, for this is a time of good fortune. In relationships, new energy enters old relationships, and new relationships are bursting with sweetness and vibrancy, only encountered when winter gives way to spring. This is a time to connect with others and share excitement, passion, and hearts full of joy. This card is a very auspicious sign with respect to love and partnerships in all forms. And in the space of prosperity, you have every reason to be optimistic right now, as things seem to fall into place magically. New opportunities remind you that abundance is available to you. Delight in the bounty that begins to appear in surprising forms. Stay curious and know that your hopes and dreams are being fulfilled. It's as if new life suddenly infuses your projects, work, and creative ideas with a kind of electricity that crackles with exciting potential. Fortune is smiling on you. Hi, Tony. Okay, so who's next for a card? I didn't see. Ooh, I'm a 6 as well, Sherry. Love you. Ooh, it's the massaging kitty. Alrighty, we're gonna do. I'm not doing just cards today. I'm doing full-on readings for people, and I'm being very generous. Do know that this is like I have a business. Do know that you can go to my website. You can purchase any of my products and services and stuff there as well. And for those, we have 33 hearts over here. 33. Okay. All righty. So Valeria, I'm going to pull cards for Valeria. All righty. So right away, we've got the Eight of Earth and Call. So these two cards together are powerful cards to have come up together. This is answering the call along with with mastery and applying your own essence to something, right? So this is beautiful together. Now 20 is about in other major arcana in a normal tarot deck, 20 would be judgment. It would be the glorious unveiling of yourself, like having a spiritual awakening or going through an enlightenment process. And in this deck, it's about answering the call. And a big part of that is, and in any answering the call, we have to be in alignment and authentic with ourselves, right? When you're in that space of authenticity and you remember who you are, that's when you step into that enlightened space and you start to I'm going to give you these two cards. You start to follow your dreams and desires. We've got the Seven of Earth. The Seven of Earth is the card where, there's a lot of work that's going to go into it, right? Like it's going to take work and effort and, but it can also be the card that's saying that you may have been working on this for a while and you're only seeing a little bit of results of your labor and you want to see more, right? So there could be, you're not seeing enough fruit from the effort that you're applying, but it could also just in the sense of if you're just answering the call and stepping in that direction, the Seven of Earth and the placement that it's in would reference that it's going to take work and it's going to take some work. Like you're going to have to, it's not going to be something that's going to be instant, right? You're going to answer the call. You're going to learn your skills and talents. You're going to take a step, into the direction of your dreams and you're going to work at it. And then eventually it's going to unfold into something magical. The King of Fire is a inspirational leader. He's an entrepreneur. He is often what would be considered to be a spiritual entrepreneur as well. So him coming up in this reading right now is energy that just corroborates what we're saying about answering the call, applying your skills and talents with your essence into something, do the work, and you become that king, right? We have the Ace of Fire. The Ace of Fire is the whole, like everything starts with that idea, that beautiful idea that you want to take and you want to take inspired action on. We've got the Ace of Air in the shadow though, the Ace of Air and the Messenger of Air in shadow. So mentally maybe you don't believe it. Maybe you don't trust the ideas that you're having. You don't trust the inspiration that you're getting, or you don't trust the information. Like I think your guides and angels are speaking to you, but you're not paying attention to that information, or you're not paying attention to the signs that you're seeing, right? Or you might even be in a bit of a toxic space. Like you could be overthinking, fear-based mentality, scarcity mindset, lack. Like this could be you right now is in this space. But you have the ability to do all of this, like that, wait, answer the call, build the mastery, apply the work, become the leader, and have it all, right? Like you can have it all. So let's see if we can get some clarity with the other deck. All right, so can we get some clarity on these cards? Like why the Messenger of Air? The Messenger of Air, right now we got the between worlds coming up, right? The between worlds coming up. So you're in between. It's not that it's not coming. It's just you have to wait for things to solidify, or there's some lessons that you have to have or experiences that you have to have. When you think about it, let's say in order for you to have a legacy building business, right? You want to have a legacy business. You have to have all of these factors in place, right? And these factors over here, maybe they involve this person over there. And these factors over here involve those people over there. And because they're just not where they're supposed to be yet, you have to wait a little longer, right? It's not that it's not coming. It's just that you have to wait. New life is on its way. It's just right now you're kind of in the in-between of that space, or you're hesitating to start to take that step because you're still sitting in that fear, and you need to bridge that gap. So the flexible card, 19, in the shadow seer protection message, I'm going to read the message from that card for you, but it could be that you're, being a bit inflexible, or you're expecting, I think what my guides are saying is it's almost like you're expecting it has to show up in a certain way. And if it doesn't show up and you're so focused on it showing up in that way that you're not allowing yourself for it to show up in whatever way that it can. Right. And then you've got the clean it up card in the shadow as well. The clean it up card, shadow for protection message. There could be some stuff that you need to, some loose ends that you need to tie up, some things that you need to clean up. And it could even be just your mindset, right? Like your mindset could use the work. Because you're like milk and honey's in the shadow as well. Like this is all stuff that we want to see in the upright. So let me see with, the milk and honey. Yeah, so the milk and honey, when it's in the protection message, it's about really avoiding dealing with whatever it is that's bothering you. So you're like avoiding it or escaping it and stuff like that. It's the inflexible card that I want to read you. And the clean it up card, the other message that the clean it up card has, Valeria, is that sometimes we get overly invested in other people, or, I was talking about this today. Your happy birthday, happy level up. I was talking about this earlier about how our subconscious doesn't know anything but us. So it doesn't understand the concept of others. The subconscious only knows the concept of self. And so everything that we say that the subconscious hears as it's being said to the self. So when we're criticizing and judging and, we're saying things about other people, our subconscious hears that as words to ourselves. So if we're out there talking about, like society is this, or these people are that, or this is that way, or look at them, or listen to her, or watch them, or, and we're just criticizing and judging and being in a negative space, our subconscious is taking that all into ourselves. So if you're looking at like you might feel okay abundantly inside of yourself, but you start looking at society and you're talking about how it's a recession and all of this energy. So you start throwing that energy out more and more and more. Then your subconscious thinks, oh, it's a recession. We're in a recession. We're in a time of lack. So you have to be careful about that's why talking poorly about other people is why we don't want to do it, is because it gets reflected back to us as well. So flexible in the number 19, I said I was going to read you flexible in the shadow so you could read that. So when you or someone else becomes too rigid, you lose the access to growth and untapped potential and find yourself in an us versus them scenario. Loosen up, open your mind and heart, and see if a more flexible approach feels better. Rigidity will set you up for a fight where there are only losers and no winners. Could you find a way to bring about a result that is mutually beneficial? Meet in the middle. Spirit makes a great mediator. Okay, so how can you open your mind? How can you open your mindset or your belief system, right? Like really open and expand your mindset so that these things aren't going to be continuously affecting you, so that you have the ability to have all this. You have an idea that you want to take and that you want to move forward in, that you want to take that inspired action on, and that is going to lead you to this spot, this financial freedom where you're the leader. For you to get from this spot to this spot, though, you have work and mastery to do, but you have to let go of this stuff here, right? The Clean up the mindset, clean up the language that you're using about yourself and other people's lives. Become a bit more flexible within your mind or within the way that you're working with other people, right? And try not to make sure that you're not avoiding dealing with it by numbing out and distracting yourself, because you really are meant to navigate between these spaces to this spot here, so you can have that new life, this beautiful new life, right? So that's your message, Valeria. And just to remind everybody, we're not doing single cards. I'm picking people to do readings. So you're welcome. You're welcome. So if you want to be considered for a reading, I'm going to select what my spirit guides tell me to do. You can help me by tapping or by gifting, like it does when this number here, they care about how many gifts you get. To be up on the For You page higher, that is usually with the likes and stuff, I think. I don't know. It's the way TikTok is. Alrighty, so I'm pulling for Snea because Snea is a subscriber, and I do prioritize my subscribers when I'm drawing names, but I do draw names from regular people attending as well. We've got this new life card coming out over and over again. I started shuffling with the oracle cards first. So what does Snea need to hear at this time, Spirit? Can I get a good message for Snea? And we can see what we can hear from Venus. So we've got the 8 of Air. The 8 of Air is like you have yourself trapped. You have yourself blocked. There's something that you're blocking yourself in. Hi, Zandria. All right, I need more information on this. That 8 of Air with the new life card. All righty. So there's definitely disharmony or imbalance in your life in some way. We've got the love card in the shadow position. The love card represents Gemini energy, but we can also call in a little bit of Leo energy because of the lion in it. And it does have the Leo symbol on the post here. However, the love card is the major arcana that is for... is that moving to you guys? Can you see it moving? Okay. I was like, oh, my eyes are playing a trick on me, but that was totally moving. Okay, so we've got the love card in the shadow. Okay, so the love card in the shadow, there's harmony, or there's disharmony, or there's some imbalance that's there. It could be relationship imbalance, right? We've got the 6 of Air, so someone's refusing to to transit through something that they know that they're supposed to transition through. The 7 of Water is about having all kinds, like you're going to have a lot of options, or you do have a lot of options. You maybe even have more options than what you think that you have, right? You definitely have more options available to you than you think. But we get caught up sometimes when we have too many options, then we end up getting ourselves stuck because we're like, well, which one do I choose? And if I choose that one, is it going to be the wrong one? Is it going to be the wrong one? We'll see if it's in love. We'll see if it's in love. It's just an imbalance, or it could be being too much in your masculine energy, right? That's a great way to show the love card. The love card is about balance. It's about harmony. It's about balancing two energies, like the masculine and feminine energy would be an example of that balance, right? So there's a little bit of duality within that card, within the masculine and feminine energy. So there's some imbalance that's there. There's some refusal to move through it, like transition through something. We've got the 4 of Fire, so that'd be the 4 of Wands. There is something that's going to be coming up to celebrate. right? There's going to be something that you're going to be celebrating. Right now we've got the 10 of earth in the shadow seer position though, and the 10 of earth in the shadow seer position could be that there's too much of a focus, and this is what it is. Like for you in a relationship, I think the focus right now for you is, right now you're focused on work. Right now you're focused on your career. Right now you're focused on financial, right? As opposed, and so that's just the focus right now, and that's okay. But because of that focus being there, you're very much in your masculine energy, and that's fine, right? There's nothing wrong with having accomplishments and stuff. But I think for you to welcome that relationship in, or to be open for a new relationship to come in, that you have to step in, you have to allow that feminine energy to come up and allow that masculine, because I know you can take care of yourself. I know you can take care of everything. I know that you've got this. You're like, and you have every right to be successful, and you're capable of all of that. But in order for a partner to come in, I think that you seem too independent. You're far too independent. You're far too able to take care of yourself. So the person coming in is like, I don't know, like, where would I belong? Where would I be needed? She doesn't need me. She doesn't need me. She's got everything. She's got it all taken care of. All right. Can we get some more clarity on this, Spirit? Can we get some more clarity about this about relationships? You got the like, look at this. Right? Even though it's in the shadow, right? Or in the protection message, right? Like, you might need to travel for this, right? Like, but there is a transition that's happening here, right? We've got the truth be told in the shadows. So there's some space that you might even be lying to yourself a little bit, right? You might be lying to yourself a little bit, right? Maybe you're not, maybe you need to move. 44, thinking. What you thinking? You need to get out of your head and into your body is the message from that. You really need to get into your feelings, right? To connect with your body and to connect with those feelings and allow that transition to happen. All right. I'm gonna go between these two cards. So we got serendipity and we've got blessed. Like, there's signs and symbols are all around you, but you're not listening to them. You're not watching them. Yeah. I think that's what this is saying. Like, you need, like, a move would be a good idea. Where you think? We'll talk about that in the other group. All right. Blessed is number 22 in the shadow. And by the way, 2s are all about partnerships and harmony, right? So you've got, like, where did it go? Well, I was wrong. 22 anyway. We got 22. So blessed protection message. You're gonna get something sent. Like, you're gonna get something that's gonna shock you, something that's gonna surprise you, and it's gonna come out of nowhere, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, and it's gonna be beautiful. Perhaps you felt almost certain that serendipitous events were meant to lead to something better. It was supposed to be the perfect business, or that person you gave your heart to was supposed to be the one. Yet it all fell apart. Consider this. Sometimes synchronicity and serendipity come together to lead you directly into difficulties in order to deliver an important lesson you needed to learn before you hit the jackpot. Don't get caught up in the drama of disappointment. There really is a silver lining in this cloud. Spirit always knows what you need and is guiding you where you are meant to go. Pay attention to the signs that are presented to you. Beautiful shocks. Yeah. No, it's going to be like, you're going to meet this person. Like, let's say you went to Calgary, right? Let's say you went to Calgary. Like, you just, like, and I'm using that because I know that you've traveled there before. So you go to Calgary and you meet this individual, and it's like, it's shocking how, like, the energy, the alignment, the feeling of it all. And it's just like, Oh my God, I never expected that. And then it just aligns and it's just like click, 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 click. And that's the beautiful shock, right? Like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I got this. Like, I don't deserve this. That's the blessed card protection message, is where you're just like, oh my God, like I can't even believe how this happened, or I have this beautiful relationship and it's so wonderful. And it shocked me how it happened. And literally like I moved apartments, or I moved cities, or I did whatever, and boom, it happened, right? Like it's that kind of serendipity, synchronicity. Okay. All righty. So I am 5 minutes late for the Mind, Body, Spirit Healthy Collective, guys. I do apologize, but I am hopping off now. If you want a card or a reading, you can always go and get a reading from me on my website. It's linked here. I don't solicit you for readings or anything like that. I don't solicit people at all. I have books and journals available on Amazon. I would love your support in those areas. I have 2 children's books that are available. Unfortunately, not near me. So, my most recent is The Adventures of Jack and Nanny B, and it's a story about how Jack and Nanny B go on adventures hunting monsters in this edition. And monsters aren't actually monsters. They're little boys and little girls who have been made to feel like they're monsters because they were unloved or unwanted and pushed away. And Nanny B has the gift of love, and Jack has the gift of light. And they go and hunt monsters to turn them back into little boys and little girls. It's the first book in the series of The Adventures of Jack and Nanny B. And I would love your support on that. I love to see this in the hands of children so that they can know they're not monsters. They just need to remember that they're loved and wanted. So that's available. So I would love your support on that. That's available on Amazon worldwide, as well as all of my other books. You can search Tanya Baldwin, or the title of the book, if that makes it easier for you. There are a couple of books that are under my name that are not actually under my name, like, but anyway, maybe they align with you, and it's whoever actually put them there. But I do love you guys, and I hope that you have a beautiful weekend. I may do a surprise live on Saturday. If I feel energetically pulled towards that, maybe I'll hop on and we'll do some healing, or we'll do some channeling, or some cards, right? So stay tuned. That might happen tomorrow night. But otherwise, I will see you guys Monday, unless you're part of the Divine Feminine Healing, unless you're part of the Mind, Body, Spirit Healthy Collective. I have to get it straight which group I'm going to. The Mind, Body, Spirit Healthy Collective. I'll see you there in 2 minutes. Maybe not even. I love you. Bye, guys. Have a beautiful weekend. Bye, guys. Have a beautiful weekend.